Let's play a little game. The rules are simple. For every statement I say, shake your head if you had never done or experienced it. Nod your head otherwise. Never had I ever bought something out of impulse because everybody else is buying it. Never had I ever done something I usually don't do because I was forced to do so. Never had I ever refused someone because of their endless thoughts. If you nodded at least once, then you may have experienced peer pressure. Peer pressure is when you are influenced by other people to act in a certain way. Apparently, peer pressure is not really picky on time and place. It can happen anytime and anywhere. And it can happen to anyone. Peer pressure exhibits negative effects on victims which led to most often than not more complicated problems such as depression and extreme cases of bullying. Negative effects. Your decisions may go wrong. You could have passed your exams, but your decision to stay in class was wiped out by the decision of your peers to cut the class. Bad habits are cultivated. You could have habits that are not good for your health. It can turn you from a total non-smoker to a chain smoker. There are so many teenagers who take to drinking against their will, just because their peers force them to. Identity is lost. You feel forced to like what they like and do what they do. Peer pressure is the tendency to join the bandwagon. You lose your originality of thought and conduct. You lose your identity. With those negative effects, here are some tips to keep yourself from the possible things that would happen if you're being peer pressured. Just remember the word peers. Pleasing everyone is not always necessary. Escape or avoid situations that don't feel right and uncomfortable. Enable yourself to help others that are being peer pressured. Remember to ask advices from any trusted family members. Spend more time with people who respect your decisions. Peer pressure is a factor that cannot be avoided in any walks of life. It is up to a person on how much or which type of this peer pressure will he or she allow his or herself to be affected or influenced. Furthermore, accepting one's individuality and uniqueness is a vital step in protecting his or herself from unwanted peer pressure and will ensure that a person will be able to keep his identity and sense of self intact.